The Game, Musical Antics. The Game's back with a new album, but somehow we're talking about everything surrounding the album just as much as the actual music. Drake, Kendrick, the comments, the controversy. It feels like the Game knows exactly how to keep his name in the conversation. But here's my question. Are the antics helping sell the music, or are they actually overshadowing what might be a really good album? Now, based on that, 1.61 million Spotify streams on the first day, which is the equivalent of about 10,000 units. Is that normal now for an album, especially in hip hop?
Yeah, it's just stupid, man. It's stupid. Like, yeah. That's the new
Do
norm,
you
isn't it?
do you care about units when you hear an album? Because I never did. I never cared about it.
No, I used to care about it when it was like hard copy album sales, people going out making the effort to go buy the album. Now, I used to care then, but now we're in this digital age. I don't care for it, man. I'm just like, whatever, man, because things can get fudged, things can get made to
Yeah,
look better than they are.
yeah.
Whereas we were spending our hard-earned money in our college days. We were like, yo, we got a little
Facts.
part-time job, and you're like, yo, you've already allocated like £60 or something to get a bag of CDs, right? Like you were
Mm-hmm.
making a conscious effort to go buy stuff. Now
Yeah,
you could just hit play on something and have it running in the background or whatever, and you're not even paying attention to what's going on. Whereas in the CD days, you was really focusing and honing in on everything from the artwork to the credits to who's getting
yeah.
big up in the
That's
thank
right.
yous
Yeah,
to
yeah,
who
yeah,
produced what to what the sample
yeah.
was, and that's all
Facts.
before listening to the music and deep diving into the lyrics and all that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You can still do that now to a certain degree, but like
Mm-hmm.
I the yo man, is your album good or not? Because I don't care if it's streamed 1 billion times or if it's
Yeah.
streamed by 6 times. It's the quality of the record that you put out worth people's attention span.
Well,
That's what it
this.
boils
Well,
down to.
well, with that being said, I echo most of that sentiment in terms of when I was young and I was listening to albums and I was going to the store to buy the albums, didn't know what album sales was about. It was spoke about by the adults. I knew that this record was a big record on the radio, or it was recommended by a friend, or someone just passed me the tape, and I was like, "Oh, this is a joint," and I would listen to it because I
Mhm.
liked hip hop and I loved hip hop and I loved the sound. I did not care about record sales. That was for me. That came when I feel like the time when 50 Cent was kind of making his ascension, and he was talking about sounds. Was it sound scans and
Yeah.
who's selling what and this and that, and it became selling records. Because remember when
Hmm.
Kanye West and him did had that little clash with how
Yeah.
many albums they were going to
Where he
sell.
was meant to retire and he never did,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Because he
That's
lost the
right. And
battle sales wise. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, no, I don't really care about that. Another thing I used to do was I didn't always buy my albums, bro. I went and robbed the store, bro, a few times, bro. I went in there, teethed out the CDs, bro.
That's good,
And
man.
they
That's
and they can't
fantastic.
get. And it was like that was like 25 years ago. So sorry, it is what it is.
Mm, mm.
You know,
Okay.
I think it was because of me they started putting the alarms on the CDs.
Yeah, man.
The little
Man, there with your
the
butter
little
fingers.
stickers,
Yeah.
the little stickers they used to put on there before you
Yeah,
move
yeah,
out,
yeah,
brother.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, Gabe dropped his album, and I think when we did the live stream the last time for the verses, there was some sort of rumblings in the background. It was to do with the first single that Game dropped, and it was featuring that guy Drake. No,
Yeah.
no breaks, no
No
breaks.
breaks.
What do you think
No
of the?
breaks
What
in
do you
the
think of the record?
takes.
What do you think of the record, bro?
I think the record's decent. There's better songs on that album by far. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is what it is. It sounds like it might have been something that was recorded a while back, you know,
yeah, yeah.
pre GNX and all that stuff. But like, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It's
What? No,
not
what?
good.
No, what? No Drake verse though. Like man
Yeah,
had
but it's
two words in the song.
you know, that's like when Drake dropped Snap, forgetting the name of the song, where it had the feature in the throne, and there was no Hove, there was no Kanye verse in there. Damn, what was it called, man?
So what? So what? So
But he's on it though, right? He's on it. Isn't
with
he
all
like
the
doing the hook or
glazing that,
whatever?
with all the glazing that the game's been doing, you don't you think he deserves a verse, bruv?
Glazing who?
Drake.
He ain't been glazing the Drake.
He hasn't been glazing Drake.
No, he's if anything, Game's been one of the most consistent people in this whole thing. Yo, I'm for the home team, but this guy has been my brethren.
Right.
Game never took no sides. This guy is my young buck who I brought on his first tour. This out of the 30 yada yada yada. And this guy's a guy who, yo, he's been a very good friend to me. And when he pulls up and my kids needs tickets, I just reach out to him and my kids are going to his concert. I don't see like people are dogpiling on the Game, but I'm like, for what? Because he's been pretty consistent. Now, if you want to say, yo, how could you bring Donnie into the back, into man's front garden to throw shots, then let's call Game out for that. But Game never took sides. Game was just like, yo, I know both these guys. One's my local G, and this other guy's been pretty good to me, and our relationship's been pretty solid. So it is what it is. Which side do I choose? I choose homicide. He said that in the record.
But has he not dissed Kendrick Lamar on this new album?
If he has, then it must be buried in the many times that he's bigged him up on that album. So I can't call it. Like, I know people are saying, oh yeah, the was it the LA Monster or something like that? It's meant to be like him trying to poke the bear and all that. All right, cool. I mean, when has Game not poked with bars for sparring at another rapper? He was doing that at Jay-Z for a long time until Jay-Z cleared like 6 records on Drillmatic. That's just what the Game does. And Game's a rapper's rapper. Like, Game can rap East Coast and he can rap West Coast. There's not a lot of people that can step in that ring with Game. So I'm just like, for someone who's 11 albums deep, including this one, I'm just like, yo, like, yeah, you know, anyone that's listened to this pod before knows me. I always say I feel like the Game's back is against the wall because he feels like everyone kind of jumps him and talks about everyone else that came out of the West and how they've contributed to the West. Like, his run was just some mythical make-believe thing. Like,
but why do you think that is?
Because it's cool to dogpile on the Game. Game hasn't helped himself either with some of his shenanigans, but I think those shenanigans are out of frustration. So I'm not condoning them, but I could see why he does what he does. But it's just like, you know, there was that moment in time where there's this video where there was almost like the passing of the baton, and it was like Snoop and his Game, and I think Dre was on there. I'm not 100% sure, but it was like West Coast OG legends on that stage, and they're saying to Kendrick, "You're next to carry this West Coast thing." And Kendrick was mad emotional, and he looked mad happy and mad gas and humble and all that. But I just feel like people just go Snoop, Dre, NWA, Ice Cube, and then it's almost like they forget there was this lull period where the West Coasters had no motion. Now, when I say no motion, I mean internationally compared to how it used to with the NWAs, the Snoops, the Dre's, the Tupacs, etc.
Yeah.
And it was just having motion like locally. And then Game came along. Cool, he stood next to the guy who stands next to the guy in regards to 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. But Game can rap. And Game's documentary album, the documentary series in the whole, is one of the best series of albums that have kept the same name about. And it just feels like the wave of the Tylers, the Kendricks, the YGs, you can even throw Tiger in there. Like, this is a whole wave of like West Coast rappers that came out, and it's almost like they just forgot Chuck. Like, Chuck didn't run, so the rest of them can get on their bicycles and ride away. That's just my take on it.
I feel like there's resentment from the Game, I feel like I wouldn't use the word hate, but I can feel like there's some sort of animosity. I don't think Kendrick or the game will have any type of back and forths in terms of a battle, but I understand because of the game's antics why he's in this situation in the first place. You can go back 20, 50, 10, 15 years where Dr. Dre stopped messing with the game because of his antics. Where Eminem, when he went after Eminem and that whole thing kicked off, and then he's wondering why he's not at the Super Bowl. And then fast forward, you got all the what's the stuff that happened with Wack 100, where Blacc Sam doesn't have anything to do with them, because after Nipsey Hussle died, Wack 100 went on a rant and was dissing Nipsey about him not being a legend because of whatever he said that was, whatever reasons he was. So my thing is, the game doesn't help himself with regards to the way that he handles certain situations, which is why I feel like he's on the outside all the time, which is another reason why he's probably aligned himself with Drake, because obviously Drake's on that side. They've got an affiliation. And I said this before on my video that I posted a couple of days ago. I don't think Kendrick Lamar has a problem with Game being friends with Drake. It is what it is. But I feel like the stuff that he's done with bringing him to Compton, having Drake diss him on a record, and then you've got this whole album rollout where in Jesus the first record, the game says, I popped the steering wheel collar on a G&X and I'm waiting for a nigga. Like he pokes the bear a lot of the time, and then when man react or say certain things, then he's like, oh, Kendrick's my guy. I had him on this, I had him on that. Matter of fact, let's listen to the rant that he had recently.
Top dog wanted to give me half a TDE. I told him, nigga, I got Black Wall Street. It's good, bro. I want to see you, man. You do you good, make that shit bigger than everything. And he did. So I got love for niggas. And also, when this nigga Drake came in the game, he adapted to me, homie. Like, we got close. Drake is on my albums way back then. He on Good Girls, Bad Girl on, nigga, album that came out in fucking 2009, 10, some shit like that. I'm not I'm not no type of, I don't flip-flop on my friends, son. I don't flip-flop on my friends. If Drake is in town, he got a show, and they want to go, and I call them, the nigga put them where they want to be and all their friends and take out. I turn my back on a nigga like that. And I don't want a nigga that I help usher into the game, meaning like Kendrick and, you know, Top and all of that. I don't want them niggas to feel away about my decisions about what I do as a real nigga, because I was a real nigga to y'all, I'm a real nigga to him, I'm a real nigga to everybody in this room. And if anybody in here that knows me, that's my friend, from Kyle and Louie, to Phonics, to Mike and Keys, to RJ, to HD, to Sonic, to DJ Nine, to Charisma. If anybody feel like I ain't been real with you, here's the mic. Come tell me I haven't been a real nigga with you since the day I met you. Nobody ain't gonna do that. So it's like all the capping, all the disrespect on my nigga, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to work out.
See, before we finish this, can you not see that he does not have any awareness? Can you not see that?
Well,
because if you flip it, Frex, and he had somebody he was close to, and they brought someone to the ends, and they dissed him, they dissed the game on a track, he would have something to say about that. So it's a little bit, I'm just like, I hear what he's saying, and I don't actually disagree with what he's saying. But on the flip side of it, it's like, where's your awareness, bro? Like, you understand why you're in this situation, why you're having these back and forths, why Top Dog called you and said, bro, this is Top Dog went to Stat Quo and said, look, this is the reason why we don't really, Kendrick don't really align with the game. They've never been really close friends, for one. right? So let's make that clear. They've never been super close. They made records together. They're from the same area. They're both from Compton. They both do music, and they've got respect. Kendrick's always said that he's got love and respect for the game, and Game has always said he's got love and respect for Kendrick. But you can't have the mic on a rant and you sound like you're confused to the reason why you live on the outside of everything else, and why certain people have that kind of back and forth with you to say, Game, man, do you know what I'm saying? Like, where's your loyalty to a degree? Like, where is that loyalty? Because I said this in the video as well, bro. Like, if it's a thing where the Game goes, all right, to Drake, when we're talking about the record 100, right? If the Game says to Drake, let's do a feature, calm, let's do a record together, all good. But you can't diss man on the record. You can't diss man from Compton on my record, bro. Then Drake goes, cool, and I'll take those lines out. We've heard it in hip hop happen many, many a times where rappers have told other rappers, take that line out. You're not dissing man on my record. So it's like you casually do that, and then you wonder why Kendrick Lamar don't pick up the phone to you, because that's what he's screaming. He don't pick up the phone to me. He don't talk to me. Like, I'm not gonna chase him. Let's finish the conversation. Hold on.
Put in, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I call face with my own homies to take Nipsey on tour.
Only nigga holding it.
Hey, look, I call Phase with my own homies to take Nip on tour. But I can't seem to get in touch with Blacc Sam to holler at him though. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I put Kendrick on his first mixtape. I took Kendrick on tour. I showed Kendrick nothing but love. But I can't get on the phone with a nigga. I ain't gonna call a nigga every day. I ain't no hoe. I'ma just let you know that it ain't no static. So you hear from my voice, so niggas ain't between us. Top dog, I can call on the phone. I can call niggas. And everybody know that I ain't holding my tongue for nobody. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Because what's the worst that can happen to a nigga on this planet? He gonna die. But ain't that the inevitable? Nobody living, nothing living, not a flower, not a fucking roach, not a butterfly, not a fucking nothing living will leave here alive. That's my passion.
What are you saying, King? Talk to me.
Maybe he was calling, maybe. How about we look at it from the point of view that maybe he was trying to reach out to Kendrick to just 100% confirm, yo, man, ain't nothing but love from my end to you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be my little bro. And, you know, homie, I know you and homie got your friction, but homie's been cool with me and all that stuff, but I'm always home team. And in hindsight, maybe there's things I would have changed, but I'm just letting you know, forget all the noise. This is what it is. Me and you for life. Boom, 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 boom. Keep it moving. I don't know, man. Listen, man, these guys are multi-millionaires with petty problems, man. They'll figure it out, bro. They'll figure it out. But that documentary slaps.
All right. So you've got the records. Have you heard the album?
Yeah.
I like I like the Life, Scary Times. I didn't understand the Love It or Hate It record because it kind of just like a flip on the first original one, on the first documentary but Snoop's on this. I didn't really get that. Maybe I have to listen to it a few more times.
Slaps.
20 Deep, Cold. He revamped Running, which is one of my favorite Game records.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the No Breaks with Drake. 40 Night with Kanye. That, you know what? Yeah, when I heard that record, I was like, that had that old Kanye feeling to the music, to the sound. And yeah, man, it brought me back. I enjoyed that record. Do You Love Me? I had a sample from Joe Budden podcast and Academics. Where they're
I like the intro. I like the intro.
Yeah.
I like the joint's got Leon Thomas. I like
I need to listen to that properly.
Game recognizes Game, which he closed the album on with Marsha Ambrosia. Like, look, man, Game can rap. And Game, if anyone ever doubts Game's pen and how versatile Game is, You need to listen to this album. My only critique with this album, and it's a critique I have of a lot of albums nowadays, is yo, man, just give me a 12-track
12,
album, bro.
12 records,
12,
Yeah,
a lot of classics are 12
Yeah,
and
yeah.
below, bro. A lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
albums that keep your attention span are like 12
agree.
and below. Like
I agree.
Game, I think it was like 21 songs, 24, 21, something like that. Yo, Game, you could have just dropped 12, and then before the year's over, drop another 12.
Yeah.
And just keep moving like you've recorded 2 albums when it's basically one you just chopped up in 2. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna condense that album into my favorite 12. But overall,
Definitely.
yeah, Game's one of my favorite rappers, man. And I do shake my head a lot of times. I'm like, bro, your shenanigans are dimming the light on you in regards to how dope and sick of a rapper you are, because there's not many rappers that can hang with you. But let's see, man. We're in August. Let's see how 2026 ends, man. But because obviously he's got an album to promote, so let's see what interviews. I'd like to see him on Joe's podcast. Actually,
I'd like to see him on Joe's podcast, because they will talk some real talk, because him and Joe Budden had a back and forth as well back in the day.
And then they pieced it up.
It up.
But yeah, I'd like to see that, man. But anyway, let them millionaires have their squabbles, man. Yo, because carnival season, bro.
By the way, that's the cover for No Breaks. But he's not dissing Kendrick, no problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, some things are just yo, man. So I get it. It feeds the algorithms and it's trendy and all that. Some things could just be what they're presented as. That's what it is.
I want Kung Fu Kenny to light up these. I want Kung Fu Kenny to light up, man, for this.
He ain't lighting up.
Light them up.
Yeah,
light him up.
Kenny knows. Kenny better know that he's no Drake. That's point number one. Because when Game's on Game Time, he's relentless to the point it's annoying. He would not let you breathe. You think Kendrick was bringing out records quick time during Drake? Go mess with Game and see how quick, bro. Before Game even releases the first song, the second song's already coming out. Game is relentless, bro. I ain't trying to see it. I don't need no West Coast versus West Coast beef. Let's just keep it moving.